along those lines of like, okay, like we have this concept of like, okay, when I'm in high school, then I'll do A, B, and C, or like, then you get to high school and you don't do it. Like, well, when I'm in college, then I'll be able to do
just the
God's
pushback
will.
of when you'll do it,
right? And you're like, okay, well, like then I'll do God's will, and like, well, when I do, like when I get married, now I'll be able to like when I have a house, when I have a financial, and like so that's so real because like I struggle with that in my own ways. And like going into this last year, this current last year is the last year of my contract. Like, again, like I could be done next year and I could be done 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years from now. But what I do have is this year. Like what I do have is today. And like, that's super cliche, but like, it's true. Like where you are is where you are. Like you don't have yesterday, you don't have tomorrow. Like you are here. And like, what is God's will for your life today? Well, God says, love your neighbor as yourself. Like be a witness, be kind, be generous, be gentle. Like, so having that kind of like, is kind of like in my mind, like, hey, as I approach this last year, like this year, and it's like, if this is my last year, like, I don't want to be like, shoot, I messed that up. Or like, oh, I let that go. You know, I was like, no, let's be intentional about it. Super Christian word, but like Christian, my wife's Christian, Christianese intentional. Yeah. But like being like, this is where I am. Like you are in high school, you are in college, you are where you are. And like, just being open and ready for what God has for your life. And then just like, not like waiting for the next thing to then do it. Like do it now. Like just do it now. Just like making the best decision today and then keep going forward.
That's great.
I love that.
Just in case people are like, man, is he bluffing? There's a quote that someone said about you. They said, David Bote believes in his winding road to the Cubs was a product of his faith. Without it, he would have quit a long time ago.
Yep.
And I just love that quote. I was like, I wanted to pick your brain. We've already kind of talked about kind of behind that. But man, there's so much good stuff of that like integration of faith in baseball. And we often talk about, you know, using your platform for his purpose, and you came out the gate talking about baseball as the platform. I mean, within the first 5 minutes. Yeah. And so I think there's something really neat as we have a couple more minutes left on here, but as people get to look at the different platforms we have, just want to honor you in always of just like you're using this platform for something so much bigger, and it's a rare find. And I feel like we just want to honor you in the moment of saying you took time to come hang out with us, and we just met today, and pouring into the next generation as they figure out their own paths and avenues, and just, you know, that tidbit of wisdom of how do you navigate transitions of going from one point to another. I would really love to know too, you know, I like to give baseball players a hard time because my brother is one.
For sure.